What's happening, people? What's going on with you? One second. Let's do this here. Let's make sure we got these things in order. Haven't been down here in a while. I had to push buttons here. Hold on one second. Let's finish this real quick. And we should be ready to rock and roll, man. We should be ready to rock and roll. I do believe I'm running late. Totally sorry. Grandkids are over, and my granddaughter wanted some watermelon. We didn't have watermelon. So Papa had to run to the store. So I haven't been anywhere all day. I've been out in the yard, call myself doing some yard work. I get to the store. I buy everything that's on the honey-do list. I get up to the cash register, and I remembered I had to get vanilla ice cream. So I run back to get the vanilla ice cream, and on my way back, I decided that I'm going to pull my wallet out because I see people are getting in line. She had already rung up everything, and I realized I didn't have my wallet. So I had to run home, get my wallet, and thank goodness it's a good store to where they basically bagged up all my stuff and had it waiting for me when I got there. I didn't have to go redo it. I didn't have to go through and redo all my stuff again, right? I didn't have to. So thank goodness it was a nice store. So I am happy, clap, to be able to get the watermelon and all the other stuff that I had to get. And then I got back here and I ran downstairs. So there you go. That's that's the thing. But man, what has been going on? You know what? And I was going to come down on yesterday, but I went up to the field. And I'm helping because we have to prepare the baseball field for the kids. And I'm one of the people on the grounds crew. I'm one of the people on the grounds crew. But by the time I got home, we got finished with that. And by the time I got home, my body was like, nah, man, you ain't doing nothing but sitting right here. Literally. My body basically shut down on me. And I got in my recliner. I moved that puppy back, and I sat there, and I watched the rain. That's it. That's what I did on yesterday. But anyway, man, again, how are we doing? I hope everybody's had a great week. I hope everybody's enjoyed themselves, especially with everything. I'm talking everything that's going on. Everything. Man, it's been crazy, man. It ain't just me who thinks it. I mean, I even got people who swore up and down that everything was good, saying that it's been crazy. And it has. It's been nuts. It's been nuts. But through it all, I just have to thank God for giving me the opportunity to be on this side of the dirt. I know everything is going on. Trust me, if I could trade places with you right now, you would be like, Rev, I don't want to do this anymore. I want me back. I want my old self. I want all my stuff back. You take this and you can be the only one that's going through this crap. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But anyway, let me clarify something, because I got into a back and forth with somebody that cracks me up. I mean, really cracks me up. But I'm going to say this here also. It's somebody that I have respect for. Okay, if I didn't have respect for him, I'll block him and wouldn't even talk to him or talk about it. But I do have respect for this man. My only thing when it comes to me as a person, is just don't lie on me. You can call me whatever you want. I don't care. I don't care what you call me. You can call me names. You can put me down. I don't care. That stuff doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't. It doesn't bother me that some troll, some creep, some punk is going to get behind a little picture and call me names. Because I know you're not man enough. You're a coward to approach me and say the same thing you're saying on this computer in my face. I can guarantee you that. I can promise you that. You will not do it. But on this computer, you're brave. You're strong, and you're all of that in a bag of shit. You're Superman as long as you're on the computer and as long as you're behind that little emoji. But in the real world, when toes meet the ground, you ain't gonna do that. Listen, I can promise you. So I had this little back and forth with this dude, right? And I told him point blank, you're a liar. Because my church doors is open to anyone. Anyone. I've had Democrats, I've had Republicans, I've had independents, I've had weed party candidates. I've had some of anybody that was running for office in any shape or form, whether it's city council. I just had a city council member that was at the church. This coming up Sunday, I will have 3 Republicans sitting in my church. This coming Sunday, she let me know they will be here this Sunday for worship right before they have to go to the Capitol. So it's not like I don't open the door. I open the door to everybody. I don't care who you are. I've had drug addicts. I've had pimps. I've had prostitutes. I've had homeless people. You name it has been through the door of the church. Because that's how it's supposed to be. But what you won't do, what you will not do, is come into my church and grab a mic and start spouting off political party crap. It will not happen. It will not happen. See, here's the thing about my church. I take it serious, the people who comes through those doors. And I will protect my congregation at any means necessary. So let's make sure we understand that very, very clear. No, you ain't. I don't know that city's church they marched up in there. You ain't had that. That will never happen. Never happen. That never. You ain't coming up in my church making a political stance. It's just not going to work. And we don't. I won't call. There won't be no. I'm gonna call the police to get you out of there. I'm gonna call the police after I get you out. That's when the police get. The police don't get called while you're in the church. The police will be called when you're on the outside of the church. That's when I'll call the police. Now, what happens between the time you're in the church and the time I get you out, that's on you. That's up to you how that goes. But I ain't never told nobody, ever told nobody that they can't come and worship at Berean Missionary Baptist Church, that they can't come and clap their hands and stomp their feet and have a damn good time during church. You ain't never heard that. What I've said was, you will not come into my church and make a political stance on that church floor. That will never happen. I will never give you a mic to do that. Ever. Ain't nobody done it, and ain't nobody will ever do it. Period, point blank. And you say, well, why is that, Rev? Because they don't never come back. Now, if you come to my church every other Sunday or something like that, or at least twice a month, or even once a month, I will give you the floor. But I'm not going to let you come into the church one time and make a political statement and we never see you again. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. And half the people who come to the church never drop anything in the offering plate anyway. They're just there to make that political statement, and then they're out of there. Not going to happen. And if you don't like that, I dare you. Hold on. What was I told today? Dare. I dare you to come in my church and grab a mic. Let's see what will happen. I dare you to do that. Now, you make a dare, and it probably goes nowhere. You dare somebody to do. Look, like I said before, hey, James, what's happening? One of the things that my parents hated was when, back in the day, remember when they would take the little twig and they put it on your shoulder and they say to you, I dare you to knock it off. See, the problem I always knocked it off. Always. So when you dare me to do something, I'm going to knock that twig off. I will, with no problem. If you want a problem, I can be a problem. But if you want to come to my church and you want to sit down, and you want to enjoy church, and you want to have a good time, and you want to hear a good word, the door is open, man. The door is always open to anybody who wants. I have never told anyone, ever. That was a bone-faced lie that you read on today. I've never told anyone that they're not allowed to come through the doors of my church. What would I be? I don't care who you are. You want to walk in there with a hood? As long as you sit down. But, well, if you come in, you got to take the pointed hood off. But as long as you sit down and you listen to what we're saying, and you listen to church and you listen to God's word, who am I to push you out the door? As long as you don't come in and start in trouble. So the door is open. Let me just say that. Let me make myself very, very clear. But again, what you won't do, what you will not do, is come in my church and grab a mic and make a political statement. Will not happen. Will not happen. It will not happen. Because listen, I don't know what church you go to. I don't know what your reverend or what your pastor or what your bishop or whoever. I don't know him. But this one right here, we'll move furniture. Oh, I have no problem, dude. I have no problem. Look. I am right in the square middle of where everything happens. If you think I'm gonna let somebody come in that church doing anything, you're out your mind. You're out your mind. We can move furniture. James, Miss Peggy Bennett is coming in with some people on Sunday. She's bringing in, my understanding, some Republican lawmakers will be sitting in Berean Missionary Baptist Church on this Sunday. She will be in the house. So that's who coming in. But I just wanted to clear that up. I wanted to make sure everybody, I don't want people sitting there thinking that I'm trying to stifle somebody from coming to my church. That's just a lie. That's a flat out bone-faced lie. I've never told no one not to come to my church. What I told you is you will not come into my church, grab a mic and make a political statement at any point in time. And if that happens, then that dare that was put out for me, we'll see how far it goes. We'll see how far that goes. Because I'm not the one to play with. Y'all can play. Y'all can sit there and call me whatever you want. Oh, he ain't no preacher. He'll throw fists with people. He'll knock people in the mouth and he'll knock their teeth out. I will. I'm straight from the mud bottom projects of Memphis, Tennessee. You can look, God can take the boy. He can take the boy and make something out of him. But I'm tell you what, don't mess with me. I've been plain and simple when it comes. Don't mess with me. And if you do, let me know when you're coming. Don't just sneak up on me. Because if you do that, you're only going to get 5 feet. That's what you get, 5 feet. I trained for this. Trust me when I say that. Trust me when I say that. Y'all, you need to know who you're dealing with. I train for people like you. I don't shoot IDPA. I don't put lead. I don't buy all this lead to put it down range just to do that. Trust me when I say what I say. Anyway, where we at? Somebody had a question for me, and I told them I was going to answer that question. Well, there's a lot that's been going on, right? There's a lot that's been going on. One of the things that's been going on, and let me clear something else up real quick. And I know people, you know, I'm one of those people that's going to ride with you until you really show me that who you are or what you are. But if I have some type of belief in you, I'm going to ride with you, right? And I know people, well, who are you talking about, Rev? I'm talking about Elliot, all right? And everybody knows I'm a fan of Elliot. I have dinner with this cat. I talk to him. I've always told Elliot to keep his nose clean. I believe Elliot, he's a Republican. I believe, but he's a different type of Republican. I believe, and I'm sticking with that. Now, I may be wrong, and I know people. One day everybody's going to probably sit there and go, "I told you so." But I don't believe that right now. I'm just saying me. I don't believe. I believe this kid, if he keeps his nose clean, I know he's trying to act like somebody, and it's sad that he's getting put in the same categories as certain other lawmakers up there at the Capitol. I wish he would just say, I don't have nothing to do with this group. I'm by myself. I'm going to walk by myself. I'm going to talk by myself. I'm going to prove to the people who I am. I wish Elliot Engen would do that. I wish Elliot would wash his hands of certain lawmakers up there at that Capitol and not let these certain lawmakers speak for him or on his behalf. But Elliot don't know how to do that yet, right? So today, I'm watching all of these videos, and I'm sure y'all saw the same videos that I saw. And the only thing I said was the videos did not add up with what the Republican Party was putting out there. And they didn't. Show me where the video that the Republican Party, especially Walter did a whole tutorial on a video. It didn't add up. What he said did not add up in that video. Liz Collins did the same thing. Alpha News did the same thing. Nothing they said added up in that video. So Elliot came onto my page and said point blank, what was said was not on video. That's what he said. That's what that's exactly what Elliot said on my page. Go on there and look. So all of this stuff that the Republicans were putting out about what this person said, They was trying to make us believe it was on video for us to hear what they wanted us to hear. That's why they did it. And then Elliot said, I didn't say it. Elliot said, what was said was not on video. So if what was said wasn't on video, why are the Republicans running around talking about, oh, look at all of this stuff. Let us show you this video. That's the only thing I've ever said. Only thing I've ever said, people, is I want the truth. Don't lie to me. Don't give me something and try to make me believe. Give me the truth. That's all I've ever said. From day one that I've ever been on this here platform, I've said, give me the truth. And today was one of those days. I'm watching them run around to, the tyrannical Democrats and the this and the that and all this here type of stuff that was coming off. And sometimes you got to get beat up a little bit to get the truth. They beat me up today because I questioned the video. I questioned that's not what I heard. Out of all of those videos I listened to today, I did not hear that woman says, go F yourself or go shoot or whatever. I did not hear that. I had clear video. I never heard it. I questioned it. And instead of other people listening to the video going, he's right. I didn't hear that either. What did they do? They jumped on board of the Republicans and the crap that they were putting out. They didn't hear that either. They know they didn't hear that. And you're lying if you tell me that's what you heard. You are a liar if you sit there and tell me you heard that woman say to Elliot to go F himself and shoot himself. You're a liar. And I called him on the carpet on it because I want the truth. And Elliot came onto my page, this one right here, go look at it. And he said, point blank, it wasn't said in the video. It wasn't said in a video. That's what he said. So if it wasn't said in the video, and you don't have video of it, but yet the Republicans are putting out video saying this is where she said it, this is what she said. This is what I'm talking about, people. Truth. If you don't want the truth, my page, listen, my page isn't for you. It isn't. If you don't want to find out the truth, if you don't want to hear the truth, if the truth is not important to you, do not come on just stay away from me. I know who you are. I know what type of person you are. And it's funny how people get mad at somebody for wanting the truth. Well, I just wanted to find out. I'm confused. Because what the Republicans were saying and what the video was saying, it did not match. It did not add up. What Alpha News told you and what that video she said in the video, it never matched. It did not add up. So where is the truth? Where's the truth? So if I'm going to put something out there, look, I've learned my lesson. I've learned that do not put anything out on the web that you can't prove or you don't have the truth on it. I learned my lesson. And nothing that I put out, nothing that I say isn't something that you can't go back and fact check yourself. Matter of fact, what do I always say on here? If you don't believe what I'm saying, if I'm wrong, let me know. I'll put you right next to me any day of the week. I'll give you a whole hour to break it down to me and tell me where I'm wrong. You know what's happened? I can tell you what has happened. I ain't never had no takers. Because I tried my damnedest that if I'm going to say something, tell you something, or give you something, it is facts and it's the truth. If it's not, I'm not saying it because I know how y'all are. Y'all just be waiting to y'all like pouring honey on the ground and waiting for the ants to show up. All somebody have to do is make one, and I'm not perfect and I don't try to be perfect, but I know how it works on here. All you got to do is make one mistake and everybody shows up with the stone. All of y'all just waiting. And I know y'all been dying to get me. Y'all been dying ever since Shelly over there at Crime Watch. Ever since Shelly came at me and tried to get me off of here. Ever since Shelly thought Shelly was like, I got this Negro. I'm going to tell everybody to unfollow him. And she gave me more followers. Shelly and Crime Watch gave me more followers than I even did myself. What's happening, John? What's happening, my brother? Talked to John last night. We had a good conversation, John. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Sometimes it's good to just talk to people and get on a different universe, as they put it sometimes. I got John. I'm not supposed to, I'm just telling you and James, because you're both white. I'm not supposed to like you guys. I've been told that I don't like white people. I'm not supposed to like you. So I think a lot of people are going to be shocked when Father's Day roll around and I post a picture of my father. I think a lot of people are going to be shocked because I am going to post him. I'm going to post my father and I'm going to thank him. A man who came into my mother's life in 1975. 1975. Do the math. How long have they been married? A white man and a black woman. Listen, not only in 1975, but in Memphis, Tennessee, one of the ugliest, darkest states when it comes to marriage. Ten years outside of Virginia versus Loving, when a white man couldn't marry a black woman. Remember that? But yeah, James and John, I'm not supposed to like y'all because y'all are white. I was told today. Y'all gonna be shocked Father's Day when I show you the man who raised me. Gonna be shocked. But anyway, hey, so dig this here. Again, so I'm just showing you, don't always believe everything. I mean, you have every right to question things, even when they beat you up. I don't care what they say about me. I don't care what they call me. You can drag me through the mud. But while you dragging me through the mud, while you calling me names, when I get to the truth, can you give me credit? Can you give me credit for showing you the truth? You can't do that, can you? Because you know you'll be wrong. You know you'll be wrong. You know you'll be wrong. James said, glad you like us. Well, I guess I'm not supposed to, James. I'm supposed to even hate my in-laws. I'm supposed to hate the mother of my grandkids. Yeah, man. It's funny. But one of the things that I wanted to get into real quick and talk about, which I think it's always funny, and I always wait And then I put this out there because the base is who usually shows up and proves my point. If you go on my page, no, listen to. If you go on my page, one of the things I put out there today, and I said point blank that I'm waiting for one of these Republican candidates who are running for a statewide seat or even a seat period to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to hold a town hall at Cub Foods there in North Minneapolis. And sure enough, the minute I dropped that, I knew I was going to get people, oh, why does it have to be about race? Well, let me tell you why it has to be about. Let me answer that one. They make it about race. You know why they make it about race? Because right now, if you go to any one of those candidates' pictures, no, I want you to go now to their website. I want you to go to their website. And I want you to look at those pictures that they're taking when they're at these little town halls or at these little debates and all that. And tell me what is missing. No. You said it. Why does it have to be about race? So I'm asking that question. What is missing out of their pictures? Brown people. So why do they make it about race? It's always funny that you try to throw it on to me. But you can answer your own question by going and asking them. Why isn't there any black folks in this room? Why are you not having these debates or having things close enough so maybe black folks can drive? Why are you not out going, hey, we want to be an open party, so we want to open the door for you guys to come in? I understand what the Republican Party is trying to do. I get it. Michelle Tafoya is their middle ground. And the Republicans, just like, so dig this here, right? You have the Democratic Party who close their eyes and let these Democratic socialists into their camp. And now they're having a blast trying to get them out of it. Because the Democratic socialists don't sit well with a lot of people. And a lot of those people look like me. Don't sit well. We are not, black folks are not, no matter what you say, what you think, how you think it. I've been in enough rooms with black folks to realize that we are a conservative group of people. We just are. Those are facts. Socialism we don't believe in it. We fought it. The reason Mayor Fry is even in office today is because a socialist was trying to take over. The Socialist Party was trying to take over the Minneapolis board, city council. They've been trying to take over the park board, the education. They've been trying to take over the mayor's office. Every bit of seats. The Democrats are fighting to try to get these people out. It's the same thing with the mega group. The Republicans see Donald Trump can't win with this. Not in Minnesota. He hasn't. Not with the megas. Not with this mega group. He ain't winning with them. He's not winning with them far right, tinfoil hat Republicans. It's just not going to work. The mega group. It's not going to work. So they bring in somebody like a Michelle Tafoya to try to get rid of everything that's below her. Go look at who's running with Michelle. The Republicans are trying to get rid of that. Because there's a couple of them there that are flat out stingy. And they don't want them. To the point where, listen, this is how far the Republicans are going to trying to clean house. They put out a hit piece. This was Republicans. This wasn't the Democrats. And I'm going to tell you why it wasn't the Democrats who did this. The Republican Party put out a hit piece on one of their own because they want him gone. They want him gone. And the reason the Democrats wouldn't want to do that is because as long as he stays in the race, he takes votes away from their main Michelle Tafoya. He takes votes from her. If he stays in the race, votes from Michelle go to him. That hurts Michelle. So they got to try to get rid of him. So what did they do? They put out a big hit piece on him. Yeah, and that's what Dusty is for. That Dusty's job is to go after him. You're damn right. And the Republicans have been going after him. That whole piece y'all saw, everything that's at once. That was Republicans. That wasn't. Because they're trying to clean house. They're trying to come a little more back because they realize that they can't win with the base because the base is going way overboard. When I just saw, look, where's that? I just saw, I should have tagged. I just saw this straw poll that they had. All right, maybe this is it. I don't know. Let's see. Why would this goof send me this crap? See, this is what I say. They're. I just saw this straw poll from, I think it's Becker. That's from Becker. I don't know where it's at. I'll find it. I'm gonna find it, and oh, here it is. Here it is. So, and this is what I'm talking about. All right? This is exactly what I'm talking about. So I saw that this is, hold on. I wish, one day I'm going to get, so it says Becker County GOP straw poll. I'm going to show you. It says, but it says for governor, who won the straw poll? Mike Lindell. Wendy Phillips for Secretary of State. For auditor, they got down here Nate George. So, and who won for the U.S. Senate? Royce White. I know to stay out of Becker. That's what this tells me. I'm not going to Becker. Them people ain't got 2 cents. That's not what the GOP wants. The GOP wants Lisa DeMoss. The GOP wants Michelle Tafoya. The GOP wants Tad Jude. The GOP wants maybe Nate, I don't know, but Scott Jensen. And the GOP would like to have Ron Schultz. That's who the GOP wants. That's who the GOP is fighting for. Period, point blank. But here is the thing, right? If you are a GOP candidate wanting to hold a seat statewide, why would you not want to hear the voices of everybody? Why would you not want to hear the voices of everybody? Why would you leave a segment of people out? You're running statewide. Lisa DeMoss is running to be the governor of this state of Minnesota. Why would you not want to talk to black people? Make that make sense. You know why? Go to my page and read some of the things that the base says about black people. I left it up there for a reason. I did not take it out because I want you guys to read this stuff. That's the base. That's why Lisa will not come to in a black area, because she's afraid of the base. That's why Michelle Tafoya will not come on Black News, because they're afraid of the base. Period. You're running for state. What? That's what. Somebody please make me understand that. Statewide, I want to be governor. I want to govern everybody in this state, except, hold on. I want to govern the state of Minnesota. But I don't want to talk to them Negroes. I don't want to have nothing. If I can get by, this is a Republican mindset here in Minnesota. If I can get by without having to talk to the Negroes, I'm going to be all good. Arnie Carlson needed the Negro vote to win. He did. Arnie Carlson, I'm going to show you where Arnie Carlson messed up for the Republicans. When black folks tried to get in touch with Arnie Carlson, when Arnie Carlson was a Republican governor here in the state of Minnesota, this happened. Even though people hate to talk, Republicans don't like to talk about this part, but because I was part of it, I can talk about it. When the Somali community started coming here to the state of Minnesota, Republican Governor Arnie Carlson would not back the black community to slow it down and to stop it. That's where the Republicans lost. If Arnie Carlson would have stood up for black folks when the Democrats were bringing in all of these here Somali people, if any Republican would have stood up and said, you know what? No. You know what that would have done for the Republicans with black voters here in the state of Minnesota? That would have been a turning point. Didn't happen. When Tim Pawlenty needed the black vote, black people got behind him because they were upset because what the Democrats was doing with the Somalis. Black people got behind Tim Pawlenty twice, and he was a Republican governor of this state, correct? And then when he became governor, guess who he left out? Black folks. Black folks. Two Republican governors in the state of Minnesota. And they act like we didn't exist. So you sit there and go, well, why should the Republicans have to go to where black people is? Because you had two Republican governors that didn't give a damn about the black community, didn't come to the black community, didn't help the black community, didn't do nothing. They did nothing. Dude said to me today, what is black folks, 46% or something like that of the vote? In other words, he was saying that black folks wasn't important. That vote isn't important enough for the Republicans to come into. Really? And you haven't won statewide. And the black vote statewide is you get what, like 1%, if that? You've got a black woman running for governor right now on the Republican side. And I guarantee you, she will not get no more than 2%, maybe. She may break 2%. Maybe. She's a black woman. But because Lisa Dumas has never dealt with the black community in any way, shape, or form, we're not voting for her. Even though Amy Klobuchar, watch this here. I'm going to show you how bad it is. Watch this here. And I want you to watch something. Hold on. I gotta, this, and he follows me. Wow. This dude, hold on. This is really bad to me. Like I said, I don't care what you call me. I don't care what you call me. Just don't be a racist. I've always said that. This piece of, hold on, let me say this here. This piece of cow dung, this dude, I'm going to read what he said to me. And I'm going to block him. He followed, and that's the thing that gets me. This is what gets me about these people. This dude follows me. But yet he says this here. What church are you a reverend at? He said, just curious what denomination, so I know where the devil is hiding. No, he said that. He that's what he said. This dude. What I've never said anything remotely bad about this dude. So, I see what it is. So earlier tonight, this bonehead right here. So if you didn't catch my back and forth with Mr. David Penn, I would suggest you guys go and check that out. So that's what this is about. So he's one of his minions, but he follows me. Because tonight, David Penn told a lie on me, and I had to clear it up. I've never told this man that he wasn't allowed in my church. That's just a lie, right? Period, point blank. So this Michael dude, I'm doing it right here. I'm going to show you. I want everybody to see it. So therefore, if he wants to run around the internet talking about, oh, look at Rev, he can't take the heat and he's black. No, not when you ugly. Not when I can put up with a lot of stuff, man, but not when you're ugly. So when y'all see him, when you see this dude right here running around the internet talking about he blocked me because he proved me wrong or I can't take the heat and all this here type of stuff. No, I blocked him because he called my church a place of the devil. So here we go. Block. There you go. Just show you. That's how easy it is to get rid of these no good, low down, dirty backwoods. There you go. Blocked him. So I just want y'all to see that. I want you to see that. But what I'm saying is this here. One thing that I've always done when I've opened the doors to my church, whether it be a Republican, whether it be a Democrat, whether it be, I've had Republicans down in my church. From Eric Lassaro has been to my church. Mark Coran has been in my church. Senator Chamberlain has been in my church. Mary has been in my church. Oh, I can keep going and naming all of these names. Pam Orkendorf, she's been to my church. Those are Republicans that has been to my church. White Republicans that's been to my church. So when people sit there and say this here type of stuff, y'all don't know who you're dealing with. You have zero clue who you're dealing with. My thing is get to know me before you try to call me out. And the thing that I'm saying when it comes to Republican lawmakers, if you're going to want to run a state and govern over me, yeah, you better bring your butt down to where I'm at and sit down and talk to some of the people so you can hear about some of that. It's like Michelle Tafoya, right? So Michelle Tafoya was on some podcast or whatever. And Michelle was talking about the police union and police and how, you know, we got to get behind our police and love our police and all of this here type of stuff. The problem with Michelle is Michelle ain't sat down with black folks to understand what the problem has been. See, Michelle has never seen the 13th. I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to send that to her. Not that she's going to watch it, because Michelle don't want to understand. I have invited Michelle onto Black News. She ain't coming. Because Michelle, just like her and many other Republicans, they don't want the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. You go all the way back to Rodney King. You go all the way back to the Black Panthers. You go all the way back to the Deacons of Defense to understand the problem with the police and the black community. You go all the way back when the slave catchers were started as police to try to understand that. It's not that you can't understand it. It's you don't want to understand it. If Michelle Tafoya really wanted to understand why the police is seen in the eyes that they're seeing in right now, if she really wanted to understand, she would call me up and say, Rev, let's have a conversation. It doesn't have to be on mic, on video. It could be over a hot chocolate and a blueberry muffin. But the problem is, Michelle Tafoya wants to stay in her bubble. And as long as she in her bubble, she can run her campaign like that. Because she can talk to the people who want to hear what she has to say. She don't have to cross the line into the black community so the black community can say the words that she don't want to hear, which is police brutality. Michelle don't want to hear those words. Because if Michelle heard those words, then she has to try to understand what we're trying to tell her. Y'all can get mad all you want. Y'all can get upset all you want about the way ICE was treated here in this state. You can get upset. I've seen people be upset. But what you've seen out of ICE is what the black community had been going through for years. And we have been telling y'all, this is how they treat us. And nobody gave a damn. Nobody cared what we said. Nobody cared about the jump out boys. Nobody cared about the gang task force that it literally had to be disbanded because they were so bad. They were so bad, they had to disband a police force. They did right here in the state of Minnesota. The gang units over in St. Paul were so bad, they were getting sued left and right, the things that they did. See, Michelle Tafoya would have to understand that. And she don't. It's like Kendall Qualls. You don't hear Kendall Qualls talking about. He's a black man. And he calls himself being prominent or having to do with or being a part of the black community. He's not. He's got you white people fooled. Period. You don't hear Kendall Qualls talking about if he's in the black community, he would know about police brutality. He would understand that. But because he's not, he don't. So you don't hear him talking about that. You don't hear any Republican who is running for a seat talking about police brutality because y'all don't believe it's true. I have been standing on Broadway in Lindale, right there in the parking lot of the Walgreens, and watch police pull up 8, 9 deep, literally just grabbing people like like ICE was grabbing people, cars just left in the middle of the street with the door open. The cars are still running. That's what ICE was doing. They did that to black folks, the jump out boys. We know about this stuff. That's why black folks was like, we're going to let y'all go through it because we already been through it. Michelle Tafoya can't not talk. She can't leave Minneapolis and then go out to other places that she's campaigning and talk about that. She can't do it. Kendall Qualls can't do it. Lisa DeMoss cannot do that. They cannot go outside of Minneapolis and tell people the truth. They can't do it. And they won't do it. That's why they were afraid. If they're afraid to come in, and a poor white person, listen to me. One of the reasons the Republicans are afraid to come into Minneapolis is because they'll run into poor white people that's from their district. I would rather be a poor black person in Minneapolis than a poor white person, because poor white people, nobody cares about them. No. Get out of here. Y'all talking to somebody who can tell you point blank. The poor white people in Minneapolis got it worse than anybody. They got it worse than poor black people. At least poor black people, they can go to a food shelf, or we put together stuff that's going to help them. They can go to a black church, you know. The poor white people, they just poor. They just scraping and scrunging off the floor of the ground. And Republicans don't want to deal with that. Republicans don't want to see that. That's why they don't come in there. So it's not just about me pushing a button to get Republicans to come into. I want them to see. I want them to see. That's what I want them to see. I want them to drive down Broadway. I want them to drive up Lindale. I want them to go down 26. I want them to go down Penn Avenue. I want them to go to South Minneapolis. I want them to go down Pillsbury. I want them to go down Blaisdell. I want them to go to Uptown. I want them to go to St. Paul. I want them to go to Frogtown. I want them to go over to Maryland. I want them to go all up and down 1st and 2nd and all those Wabasha. I want them all up in that area. I want them to go down Shepherd Road. Because if they don't see it, they don't understand what a problem is. If they don't see the problem, they don't understand how to fix the problem. And if they don't understand how to fix the problem will never get fixed. And I think that's probably one of the problems that we have with the people outside of the city. Y'all want stuff to be bad so you can have a reason to talk about something. But see, the funny part about what's going on with everything is they're starting to move into your community. That's what the big brouhaha has been. 5, 6 years, 7, 8 years ago, y'all wasn't saying one word because they were still concentrated in one area. Now they're everywhere. Matter of fact, I just saw in Coon Rapids, over by, you know where Lily, there's a golf course, a little Lily, it's called Lily Putt. In Coon Rapids, it's called Lily Putt. Right next to Lily Putt, there's a Somalian school. I had no clue until we went over there to play, because there's a baseball field. And as I'm driving up this this doorway, see all these kids come out with stuff on their heads. And I stopped and I said to the lady, excuse me. I said, is this an all Somali school in Coon Rapids, Minnesota? She said, yes. Go look for yourself. It's right there behind. If you're in Coon Rapids, you know where Lilliput is. I'm not telling you something that you can't. Again, like I said, if I said, you can go find out for yourself. Coon Rapids Boulevard, you know exactly where Lilliput is. It's right behind Lilliput. Shocked me. So that's when y'all started bitching and moaning and complaining. You wasn't bitching and moaning and complaining in 2003 when we were dying and trying to put together food and housing and emergency housing to get black people who were being booted out of areas that they was putting these people. I didn't see you then. Not one Republican stepped up to say anything about the black people who was being unhoused to get these people all in. Not one. Not one Republican said a word. So I challenged the Republicans to come into the city, not because it's a black thing. It's always funny how they always make it race. Always. Not because it's a black thing. It's because they need to see. And if you don't understand that, kick rocks. Kick rocks. I've never, this is, let me make sure we understand something also. There has never been a time that I begged anybody to come over to this page. I've never begged anybody to click on their little thing and listen to me. Never. So that's why I tell people, the way you come in, go out the same way. Silent and me not knowing. Peace to you. Kick rocks, man. Seriously, that's where I'm at. Kick rocks. Because the only thing I'm asking for is I'm asking for the truth. I'm asking for fairness. And if you tell me that's not being that's not being asking for fairness for these Republican lawmakers to come in and sit down with black folks and understand what's going on, understand their plight, understand their cares and their worries, how they feel. If you're telling me that's wrong, but yet the way you want to try to stop me from talking about it is try to call me racist, you're out your damn mind. Get out of here. You low down, dirty, no good, backwards woods, wannabe, no teeth. Anyway. I'm not playing that, man. You can't do, that's why I keep telling y'all can't do that with me. You can do that with somebody else. Well, oh, wait a minute. Do I have somebody else that I get to block tonight? Man, people are really showing their butt tonight, man. So this dude, do I follow him and he follow me? No, he don't. Good. So this dude, he said, I agree with Michael, and I'm from Minnesota too. I take it you are from, he said he'll agree with Mike. Well, you know what that means? If you agree with Mike, this dude. I'm blocking some people tonight. This dude said he agreed with that crap that Mike said, that my church is full of devils. That's what he said. He said, I agree with Mike. This dude. My church is full of devils. Well, you got to go. Hold on. Let me show you. So there's the block. Right? Hold on. Let me. There you go. Done. No. I'm like that tonight. I'm petty. I'm petty. I'm petty. I'm petty. Anybody? No, I'm serious. Anybody else? Anybody else? No, this dude, James Wise. James don't follow me. He's get to go too. So what he says here. So anybody else tonight? I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody. Anyway, so with that said, let's also do this here. Give me 15 minutes and then I'm out of here. And I think we're going to be talking about this tomorrow on with Black News with Don Allen at 9:30. I'm gonna have to talk to Don. At 9:30 start time, we're gonna have to have a conversation. But so black folks, let me say this here. Black folks have something behind all of this also. Our problem is we can't come together. We can't. So I went to this so-called gun summit or gun town hall, whatever you want to call it. And I think you guys saw it. I tried to live stream as much as I possibly can with it to show you exactly what I'm talking about when I'm in a room with these people. These people will not give me a mic, will not do it because they know I'm about to burst their bubble. They know I'm about to take the whole top off of this thing. They know that. So in order for them to keep with their normal talking points, they make sure that they exclude me. I can walk in a room. Here's the thing. I can walk in a room full of black folks. And one of the things you would know, if you walked in a room with me, one of the things you would notice is a bunch, you know how you got somebody sitting beside you, right? And they lean over. You will see a lot of, if you was in that room, when I walked in that room with all them black folks in there, that's what you saw. Cause they know me. They know I don't play around, man. I don't. I come the same energy you get right here. And the same energy I give if somebody from Rocks and Cows or the Metro or the Greater Minnesota calls me to have a speech or to come down. I went down to Mabel, Minnesota. If you have never been down to Mabel, Minnesota is as close to Iowa as you can get. Listen to me. Mabel, Minnesota. There ain't no black people in Mabel, Minnesota. They asked me to come down to Mabel, Minnesota and speak to them. I went down there. I did not hold back. I did not at all. By the time I was done, you had white folks sitting there with their mouth open. But they thanked me for coming down. Appreciate you, Rev, for coming. We did not know any of this. We didn't understand it. We don't get to see this. That's what I'm about. Opening doors, opening eyes so people can see something different. Same thing when I go into a black space. I don't go in there with my power fist up, screaming and yelling. I'm not. Look, I'll put it this way. And this is what I have a problem with people, with someone. You can't walk around Black Lives Matter on Monday. And when that grift don't produce money for you, and then you realize that I can fool white folks, and now on Wednesday, I'm a mega, get out of here. See, you can fool the fools, but you ain't fooling me. I know you. I know who you are. I know who you've ran with. I know what you've said. I've listened to you say Black Lives Matter. I listened to out of my ears. From my eyes, I watched you. And now you want to sit there and act like you mega? But I walk into these spaces with the black folks. The problem with us is we can't come together. We can't. We can't get together and make a difference at all because we too big. Look, these Negroes got together, true story, and decided that they're going to go after Netflix. We got black kids that can't read a jacklick, and Netflix is our problem. We got black folks that this summer that's going to be dying in the street. We're going to have more balloon releases this year than you ever seen. And Netflix is our damn problem. You got single moms out there that don't even know where they're going to get formula from tonight. And Netflix is our problem. You got young boys that's sitting in prison right now, in jail right now, waiting to get out to cause more problems because they getting out so quick. And Netflix is our problem. You ain't got no jobs anywhere near the Twin Cities for black folks, for a single mom or single dad or somebody who's down on their luck. And Netflix is our problem. You got a city council that don't know what the hell they're doing, that has let a city go down in the dumps, that they listen to me. Watch this, people. They said the problem with Northside, not the killing, not the jobless rate, not the homelessness, not the crime, not the murder, not the carjacking. They said the problem with North Minneapolis is we don't have an amphitheater. We need an amphitheater in North Minneapolis. That's a true story. And black folks didn't stand up to fight that. We ain't going to no amphitheater. For what? A concert? You gonna have hold on. You're gonna have a black concert. What? You're gonna have a black concert at an amphitheater. How long you think that's gonna last? How long in an outdoor vineyard, drinking, smoking? How long do you think that's going? They took away the holidazzle. They took away the streets of Minneapolis. They took what else? They took away the farmers market. Anything that had to do with community in downtown, they took away. They took it away. Why? Because of the crime. And you're going to tell me that an amphitheater is going to make Minneapolis better? You ain't having no rap concert at no amphitheater in North Minneapolis. I'll be damned if that happens. You can't even have rap at the damn state fair. They're afraid to bring rap music to the state fair. Why? Because Negroes will be acted a fool. We already act a fool at the state fair. Imagine bringing in a real rap band. Not salt and pepper and all of that type of stuff. Dude said, that's crap. I don't see, Mark, let me say this here to you. I'm glad you're hanging out with us, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, you say, that's crap. I grew up in North Minneapolis. There are school auditoriums and church buildings and school fields that can be used. And you know why, Mark? Do you know why they don't have they don't have rap music in schools, in churches, or in fields? The same reason, Mark, they don't bring rap music to the state fair. You can bring country, pop, anything. You can't bring rap music, Mark. Name me a school, name me a church or a field. Name me no, let's have this I'm brother, don't get me wrong. See, a lot of times when people, when I address you for what you say, people think that I'm coming at you. I'm not, brother. I'm not. Don't think that. But I'm showing you something. They don't have, Mark, listen to me. The Armory, correct? The Armory. When they had rap music at the Armory, Mark, the people tore that place up. When they got this thing at the convention center. It's called R&B night. R&B night. But you have to be 21, Mark, to go. And they play old music. They don't play today's rap music for a reason. You got to be 21 and up, Mark, to go to this. Okay? And they do it for a reason, Mark. Because if they start playing that rap music, you understand? Mark, there is no black clubs anymore. You know why? Because we shoot it up. You understand? That's why there's no black clubs in Minneapolis. There's a couple of bars down in North Minneapolis that you can go to that's are heavily armed, but you don't see a nightclub where you can go and enjoy yourself. There used to be, Mark, a nightclub called Sharks Nightclub. Probably the busiest nightclub, Mark, in the state of Minnesota. All the black people. If you know anything about the 90s, you know about Sharks Nightclub. That's where all the black people. I used to be a Durrell man there for years. Gabby's, two places that black people would go here in Minnesota. Gabby's and Shark Nightclub. They had to close them down, Mark. You know why? Because we shot them up. Shooting people in the parking lot. Then it got to the point where we were shooting people inside the building. And a lot of other places downtown. I used to work at another nightclub called Alligators. Right? There's a bowling alley right there on Bass Lake Road. Right there where Target is. There used to be a place, it was called Alligators, Mark, back in the 90s. And when it got too black and black people started fighting in the parking lot and the police was being called there, you know what they changed, Mark? The only thing they changed was the music. They changed the music and all the black people left and the white people came back. That's a fact, man. So when I Mark, oh, he said you knew. So when I'm talking, Mark, I'm only telling you what I know for a fact. I don't tell you something that I can't prove or I'm not well versed on. That's why we don't have nothing, Mark, because we shoot it up. We'll shoot it up so quick it's not even funny, brother. That's why we don't have nothing. There's no place for black people to go. We got a place right there on Lindale Avenue. Blondie's in Brooklyn Park. Blondie's is not open anymore, John. You been over there? We don't have Blondie's no more. But there's a social place. It's right there in Minneapolis. Right there on Lindale, right after 44th, there's called a social club that's there. In order for them to have that still open, they got to have cops all around that place. Why? Because we'll go in there and tear that place up, Mark. That's a fact, people. And people can sit there and go, well, I can't believe he's talking bad about black folks. I'm going to say it again. If you think anything that I said was wrong or wasn't true, all you have to do is let me know, and I'll put you right there. And we can have this conversation. Right now, black folks here in the state of Minnesota, you don't hear them and you don't see them. Right now, black folks ain't fighting for jobs. Black folks ain't fighting for the kids' education. Black folks ain't fighting for rights. Black folks ain't doing nothing. We just existing. He said, yep, and an adult club and work that got shot up a week. Oh, somebody shot up a week? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about then, man. You know what I'm talking about. But we ain't doing nothing. We're not. We're bitching and moaning, we're complaining. Don't want to come together. But like I said, I walked into that so-called gun thing, and they wouldn't give me a mic. I showed you. I even made sure I asked the dude, hey, can I get a mic? Dude made all types of excuses not to give me a mic. Why? Because he knew I had something to say. He knew what I was going to say. They all know me. They don't like the truth. I'm just saying, they don't like the truth. Point blank. Because I don't fit their, this is what I'm telling you people. I don't fit the narrative a lot of times on the Republican side. I don't fit the narrative a lot of times on the Democrat side. I don't. Nobody likes me. And then, David Penn. That's what cracked me up today. David Penn. I'm going to let you guys go because my grandkids are here and I got to get outside because I had to go watermelon for my granddaughter. But anyway, so David Penn cracks me up today. This was the best tweet ever. David Penn he said, you don't assimilate. Exactly, James. I ain't assimilating for nobody. Y'all kiss my Browns. But watch this here. So David Penn says that he unmasked me. That's what he said. Go look at my thing. Like I said, if y'all haven't followed my conversation with David Penn, please, ma'am and sir, go do it. Go look at. But I'm unmasked. I want y'all to know that. That's what David said. David said he unmasked me. The DFL doesn't like you? No, the DFL doesn't like me because I carry a gun. The DFL doesn't like me because I'm a black preacher who carries a gun, who points my finger at them and tells them to stop doing what they're doing to my people. That's why the DFL don't like me. I can't get Bobby Champion. Look. Bobby Champion, black man. You would think I should be able to go and sit down and talk to Bobby Champion. I know. Bobby Champion had his little minion call me up and say I can have 15 minutes with him over a Zoom call. That Negro better go somewhere and fall off a bus. 15 minutes. He's a black man. A Democrat. And that's all I get with you is 15 minutes? That's why these Negroes, you put these Negroes in these positions and they done lost their mind. They don't, and the reason these Negroes don't like, because I call them out. Like a Bobby Champion. Bobby Champion has a worse district in the state of Minnesota. Bobby Champion do. And then when I call him out on it, he don't want to deal with me. He run. He see me and go the other way because Bobby knows I'm coming for you. David Penn today said he unmasked me. As far as politically go, that's the problem. David don't understand. I am in a political desert. I don't push water for the Democrats. I don't push water for the Republicans. I got them all coming at me. But I like people on the Democrat side. I talk when I do get an opportunity to catch them in a room. That's the only time I get to talk to the Democrats. If I catch them in a room, and I like those. I like some of the people on the Republican side. Hey, John, hit me up later tomorrow. Because we're doing the tent pallet slushy thing. I'll be sleeping on the floor tonight. Hit me up on tomorrow, brother. I appreciate you. But anyway, I gotta go. John's right. I gotta go see my rats. All right. But anyway, y'all, like I said before, I've been unmasked politically. I've been a phony to each and every one. I don't know which side I'm supposed to. I don't know which side I'm supposed to be coming from. But David Penn has unmasked me, and I'm a phony. I'm a phony for the Democrats, and I'm a phony for the Republicans. So I just want to thank David for unmasking me. Hey, I gotta go, fam. Y'all have a good night. If I missed something, please let me know. And I will get with it. But hey, please, ma'am and sir, if y'all wanna hear some things, come join us tomorrow at 9:30. I gotta talk to Don about that. Let me write that down. 9:30, Our Black News. We will be on tomorrow. We'll be talking about some things that whatever I missed. Y'all have a good night, fam. I appreciate y'all. I do. I so appreciate you guys coming hanging out with me. This is fun for me. And then we'll go from there. Y'all have a good night. And always remember, go out and smile at somebody so somebody smile back at you. I'm out, fam. Peace.